I think this will make for an interesting video as we'll discuss the economics of professional sports and why those athletes make so much money playing what fans like to call a kid's game. In all seriousness, I find it interesting that many people still don't understand why athletes or entertainers can get paid hundreds of millions of dollars to entertain. In this video, I'll explain why some athletes are signing $400 million contracts, why someone else is making a lot more, and the best part will be near the end where I explain that most of these athletes are actually underpaid. There was a fight that happened last weekend between Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather. Maybe you heard about it. Reports are coming in that Floyd Mayweather is expected to make around $65 million for the single night of boxing. Logan will pull an estimated $5 million to $10 million at the very least. They're going to make how much for an 8-round, 24-minute exhibition boxing match that didn't count on the official record books? Are you serious? Patrick Mahomes, $450 million. Stephen Curry, $201 million. Mike Trout, $426 million. LeBron James, $1 billion lifetime deal with Nike. Connor McDavid, $100 million. John Wall, $171 million. Ouch. Professional sports contracts seem to be increasing every single year. When I was growing up, a player signing for $100 million was massive. Now every offseason in the MLB, NBA, and NFL, many players are signing for $100 million or more. Let's start with LeBron James, one of the most well-paid athletes in the world. James signed a 7-year, $90 million contract with Nike on May 22, 2003. The deal was actually worth less than the $115 million that Reebok had offered him. And oh yeah, he was only 18 years old at the time. In salary alone, LeBron pulled in $40 million for his past NBA season and is scheduled to make $85 million over the next 2 years. Nike reportedly signed LeBron to a lifetime contract for $1 billion to represent the brand over the rest of his life. He's expected to earn $95.4 million, including an estimated $64 million from endorsements, memorabilia, and media. It is a record haul for an NBA player and the highest ever in American team sports. The historic year will push his career earnings to $1 billion, including $700 million off the court. It's easy for fans to see these numbers and think he's massively overpaid. He's making how much from dribbling a basketball and holding a Sprite can on camera? Let's start with the shoe deal since we have some numbers to go with. James' signature Nike shoes generated $340 million in sales in 2015, a 13% revenue increase from the previous year, which would place sales at $301 million in 2014. Let's say you want to start a new shoe brand. You think your shoes would be excellent for long distance runners because you found a new way to protect their feet. You have $100,000 to spend on marketing and advertising. You can put the money into Facebook or Instagram ads and hope for sales. Or you can pay a popular long distance runner to endorse your new shoes for $100,000 and wear his own signature shoe produced by your brand. This athlete has a successful year and sells $1 million worth of your shoe. Would you do this deal? Of course. If the athlete can generate 10x sales numbers for what you pay them in an endorsement contract, you make that deal 10 out of 10 times, even if the budget seems super high. I know it's easy for casual fans to see the contracts that athletes are signing with big brands and think they're overpaid because it makes no sense to pay someone like LeBron millions of dollars per year to be in some commercials. Let's be real, the commercials for a lot of these endorsements are about 30 seconds. I imagine LeBron shows up to the studio, says his lines, and then bounces. The concept of influencer has been given a bad rep because of all the Instagram influencers who don't drive any actual sales using the term to describe their profession, but athletes driving $300 million in sales for shoes with their name on it definitely deserve a large paycheck. Let's jump over to Russell Westbrook, one of the most enigmatic and exciting athletes to watch in professional sports. Russell Westbrook signed a 5-year, $206 million contract with the Oklahoma City Thunder back in 2018, which pays him over $40 million annually. Many see his contract as the worst in basketball given his production, lack of playoff success, and concern over paying a declining star over $45 million as his body ages. At the time of the signing, Russell Westbrook was the star of the Oklahoma City Thunder. What looks like a terrible contract today made a lot of sense for the Thunder in 2018. Even an aging star who relies on his athleticism to perform at the highest level, Russell getting paid $47 million next season would have made sense for the owners of the Thunder. Check out this chart. This is the franchise value of the Supersonics and then Oklahoma City Thunder from 2003 to 2021. The team was purchased by Clay Bennett's investment group in 2006 and relocated to Oklahoma City in 2008. By looking at the chart, can you tell when the superstar athletes started winning games? From 2003 until 2012, the franchise experienced a steady increase in valuation. By 2012, the Thunder had a trio of future stars as their core, with future MVPs Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden serving as the young cornerstones of the franchise. They made the finals in 2012, losing a tough series to the Miami Heat. Look what happened after they made the NBA Finals. The organization has 5x'd in valuation since then. Thanks to the numerous stars of the league, including Russell Westbrook, the NBA's organizations have all increased at value at an exponential rate. So back to Russell Westbrook's contract. Do you think players are worth $47 million per year if the value of the organization grows by $100 million or more per season? Remember, the player salaries come out of the operational expenses of the organization. The appreciation of the asset, that is the franchise, is icing on the cake, and the franchise appreciates from the stars. Professional sports is mostly driven by the star players. When an organization has star players under contract and the team is in reasonable contention for a playoff run, the value of the organization is significantly higher than the opposite scenario of a floundering team struggling to make the playoffs, led by a bunch of expiring contracts and veterans who need to retire. According to Forbes, FC Barcelona is the most valuable football club in the world with a worth of $4.76 billion. Do you think Messi is a big reason why FC Barcelona is the most valuable football club in the world? Of course. So when you see his yearly salary of $108 million and think that it sounds insane, remember that the person making the most money is the person handing out the checks. Right now, there are over 40 MLB players with contracts over $100 million. Some fan bases, upset that their team isn't winning a bunch of games, will complain that the star players are overpaid. The LA Angels haven't made the playoffs since 2014, but are paying Mike Trout $35 million per year and Albert Pujols $30 million for this year, even though he's playing for the other LA team down the street. These organizations are in the business of making money for the ownership group. Yes, publicly they're going to say they're all about winning and bringing a winning culture back to their city's favorite team, but their goal is to make money first and hopefully win second. The stars can bring championships. Think of the last Super Bowl winner, the last MLB champion, or the last NBA champion to not have stars on the team. Stars win championships, but there aren't enough championships for every star. Owners and general managers are stuck with a constant battle of building for the long-term success of the organization through savvy drafting, player development, and not overpaying for anyone, versus winning now. Do you continue a rebuild by keeping salaries low, maintaining high draft picks, and attempting to build a winning culture? That sounds great, except that your fan base will stop following the team, your team won't be featured on any primetime telecasts, and attendance will slump. So you sign a star in free agency to bring people to the stadium, give fans a reason to buy merchandise, and have a chance for some primetime games. If you pay a little more for the star, then that's the pill you have to swallow. And this is where a lot of the bad contracts exist. I think most fans conceptually understand that the top athletes making $50 million per year makes sense because they're winning championships and selling merchandise. It's the middle tier group of players making $10 million per year that is the most overpaid in their eyes. To understand where the money is coming from, we need to start with the TV deals, which have been a cash cow for the leagues, especially the NFL. Last month, NFL team owners approved terms of the new CBA, which includes a 17-game regular season schedule and 2 extra postseason games. The deal will increase player shares to 48% for the 2021 season, followed by another kicker when the 17th game is added, which would then put the player share at 48.5%. The league is all about player safety, but they'll add a game to the schedule without adding an extra bye week, all for a measly 0.5% of the revenue share. How much money are we talking here? The National Football League has finalized its new 11-year media rights agreement with a pact that will run through 2033 and could be worth over $100 billion. The league announced Thursday it's renewing TV rights with all of its existing broadcast partners and adding Amazon Prime Video as an exclusive partner for its Thursday night football package. Around $10 billion per year would average out to $4.85 billion spread amongst the players. Around $161 million would be sent to each of the 32 teams each year. Gannis estimates each team's average of stadium-related revenue, tickets, parking, concessions, sponsorships, and merchandise, among other things, at $130 million annually. Brandt says local revenues were a much larger portion of the formula when he joined the Packers 20 years ago. In Green Bay's most recent financial report covering the 2018 season, the NFL's only publicly traded franchise reported $204 million in local revenue compared to $275 million in national revenue. Professional sports are big business. They provide entertainment for millions of viewers on television, they sell merchandise to local fans, sell out stadiums of 75,000 people, and provide a camaraderie for fans to get together and enjoy some sports entertainment. People pay to see the star players, so salaries are going to escalate up at an exponential rate. I picked my hometown team growing up in Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons, to show you an example. You have the quarterback making the most money, Matt Ryan, at $27 million per year, a couple star players making over $5 million, then about half of the roster around $1.4 to $3 million. The NFL has 53-man rosters. If you look at the players in the middle of the earnings distribution chart, you'll see that half of the roster makes under $1 million per year. The The 27th highest paid player, Deron Harmon, represents the halfway point of active roster members. He's paid under $1 million. I know, young athletes making $950,000 per year sounds like lottery money, but it's not. Most of these guys' careers are done within 4 years, and their total take-home pay after taxes and living expenses will maybe be $1 million, and they're done with their career at 25. How does that tie into this video? Most rosters in professional sports look similar, with the highest paid player making significantly more than the average player. Hopefully I did a good job explaining why that's the case in the beginning portion of this video. Stars drive sales and attention. Ticket sales, merchandise, television viewership, primetime games, playoff home games, and general interest in the team. Here's the Miami Heat's cap table. Similar to football, a couple guys are making a majority of the money, while the bottom 60% of the roster is making between $1 million and $4 million per year. The reason why NBA players are generally seen as overpaid is because the league's TV contracts have been massive and the money has to go somewhere. There's only 15 spots on NBA rosters as opposed to 25 for MLB, 53 for NFL, and 23 and up on NHL rosters. With the collective bargaining agreements, the players earn a sizable share of the entire league's revenue. When television contracts triple, the amount of money being sent to the players triples as well. Attention shifted to the NBA's deal, which runs through the 2024-2025 season. Early thinking within league circles suggests the NBA will seek a $75 billion rights package, up from its current $24 billion deal, which pays $2.6 billion per year. The NBA has 30 teams and only 15 players on each roster. When the pie is huge, everybody is eaten. The stars drive the league's interest and eyeballs on the television, so it only makes sense that they receive the lion's share of salaries. LeBron was the easiest subject for this video, but this is going to be similar for most superstars in any major sport. James is the most valuable free agent in the history of sports. When he took his talents to Miami and left Cleveland in the summer of 2010, the franchise value, according to Forbes, dropped from $476 million to $355 million in a single year. The reason why these guys get paid so much is because of how much value they bring to the entire franchise. I understand these guys play a sport for a living, but being a major reason why the owner of your organization added $120 million to one of his assets is pretty good justification for getting paid tens of millions of dollars every year. When Tiger Woods was at his peak and winning what seemed like every tournament he entered, he was a bankable sponsor for Nike. He was such a force in a sport that typically didn't reach the general public, Nike decided to launch a golf division with Tiger being the sole reason. A study carried out by the Tepper School of Business at Carnegie Mellon University in 2009, reported by CBS News, found that in a decade of sponsoring Woods, Nike's golf ball unit alone added $91 million in additional revenue and $60 million in extra profit. When Woods endorsed Nike, 4.5 million new customers followed, according to the study. But during Woods' months-long hiatus from golf after the 2009 scandal, the entire golf ball category lost $10.2 million in revenue, the study said. Woods' period of leave also saw ticket and sponsorship sales slump 15 to 20%. When you're able to drive revenue, profit, and new customers to a brand, or in the case of Nike, an entirely different arm of the company, then you can name your price. There's numerous times where I see how much someone is making from salary or endorsements and think, that's a little high, isn't it? But if there's one thing I've learned about billionaire owners of major brands or sports teams, it's that these guys make so much money and are always making decisions that leave them on the winning side of the deal. If the smart money is spending tens of millions of dollars on a specific athlete's salary or endorsement contract, it probably means they're making a multiple of that payment on the back end. Let's end the video with a quick discussion on why some of these athletes are actually underpaid. That's right, an athlete making $50 million per year can actually be underpaid. Sports leagues attempt to create competition by implementing a salary cap. In the NBA, the league has max contracts, meaning a player can't earn more than the max contract amount. With these two factors in play, the biggest superstars in the NBA and NFL are actually underpaid compared to their market value. All of the players who make All-NBA or the Pro Bowl are underpaid because of salary cap limitations and max contracts. To really hammer this point home, let's check out the Golden State Warriors valuation. Currently, they are the number 2 highest valued team in the NBA. The owners purchased the team for $450 million in 2010, and now the franchise is worth $4.7 billion. For those of you at home who don't have a calculator in front of you, that's a gain of over $4 billion in 11 years. You want to know the reason? The baby-faced assassin Steph Curry lit the league on fire and helped the Warriors to to 4 straight finals and the best regular season record in league history. There's been other stars who have helped the Warriors organization as well. The collective of max contract level players helped the owners make over $4 billion after buying the team. When you see someone saying Draymond Green is overpaid at $20 million per year, I hope you understand now that he is comically underpaid given the impact he has on the value of the team. I've only been talking about appreciation. The Warriors generated $474 million in revenue alone in the 2019-2020 season that this data was pulled from. Buy a sports team for $450 million, let the players create entertainment that the fans love to pay to watch, and generate $474 million in revenue alone 11 years later. I'd say the owners got a pretty good shake, wouldn't you agree? We've reached the end of the video. I hope you learned something about the economics of professional sports, and if you enjoyed the video, then you can send it to your uncle every time he complains that athletes make too much money. Thanks for watching.